Good morning, good morning, good morning. So once again, this is your Sir Ian, and in this video, we will be talking about a topic in mathematics na palagi nating ginagamit in our daily lives, pero hindi natin masyado nabibigyan ng halaga. Okay? So without further ado, let's move on with the slides. Let's go. Okay, so as I have told you, the topic that we will be discussing ay parte or topic sa math na sa daily lives natin, nagagamit natin. And I'm talking about ratio and proportion. Now, I would want to make it clear that this is just an overview, which means yung in-depth analysis natin, in-depth study natin, hindi pa ito yon. Ito yung overview lang na pwede po nating gamitin. Excuse me for that. Now, as always, we have our aim, and this time, at the end of this lesson, you should be able to, this will be our topic. Number 1, define ratio. Number 2, enumerate different kinds of ratio. So, hindi lang pala basta ratio yan. Meron pa palang iba't ibang klase yan. Number 3, define proportion. Define proportion. Number 4, manipulate formula for proportion. And number 5, solve for the missing part in a proportion. So these 5, this will be our target for this lesson na kailangan sana ma-achieve po natin. So let's start with asking this question. What is ratio? So ano ba yung tinatawag po natin na ratio? Lagi nating naririnig yan. But what do we mean by the word ratio? So in mathematics, the comparison of two quantities by means of division is called ratio. So pag sinabi natin, nagko-compare tayo quantities, we are talking about numbers. So we are comparing two sets of numbers by means of division. So mamaya makikita natin yan sa different types ng ratio po natin. Now, let's have here now an example. In a class composed of 30 boys and 15 girls, if we will be asked to get the ratio of boys to girls, anong hinahanap? Ratio ng boys papunta sa babae, that will be 30:15. This is the number of boys, this is the number of girls. Or, if we will be simplifying it, represent it in the lowest term, that is 2:1. Now, kung makapansin natin, ang given dito, kita natin, 30 yung boys, 15 yung girls. Saan yan? Sa isang class. Now, may mga pagkakataon, hindi lahat ng nakikita lang natin na numbers, yun na yung lalabas dun sa ating ginagawa or isosolve. Kagaya nito, nakita natin, 30 at 15, ito yung nakita natin ditong given. So, madalas na pinagkakamalian ng learners, kung ano yung nakikitang number dito, yun na kaagad yung ina-assume nila na lalabas dun sa mismong magiging sagot nila. Now, let's have here now another example. Likewise, if the quantity to be compared is the number of girls to the total number in the class. Again, ang kita natin dito, number ng boys at saka number ng girls. Pero dito, ang i-compare naman natin, yung number ng girls, which is 15 kasi kita, to the total number in the class. Total number of the learners in the class. Dito wala ka naman makikita na total number of learners. So makikita mo, 30 yung boys, tapos 15 yung girls. So yung total nila, dito pa lang, mentally you have to add, that will be 45 yung total sa klase nila. So it will be 15, ito yung number ng girls, is to 45. Saan nanggaling yung 45? Yung total natin, which means we have to add the number of boys dun sa number of girls. So that is 15 is to 45, or in its simplest form, that will be 1:3. This will be the representation of the ratio dun po ng babae sa total number of learners in a class. So looking at these examples dito sa dalawa, we still have to analyze which number we are comparing to. As I have mentioned, hindi porket ito yung nakita mong number, siya na kagad yung lalabas. Kasi kagaya sa pangalawang example, wala ka naman nakikitang 45 dito sa mismong given, pero dun sa sagot mo magkakaroon ng 45. Okay? So we have to analyze kung ano yung tinutukoy dito. That is what ratio means. Now, different kinds of ratio, ito yung sinasabi natin. Again, balikan ko lang yung definition. The ratio is the comparison of two quantities by means of division. So, ito yung different kinds of ratio. Ang una natin ay yung ratio form. Ito yung most common na nagagamit natin. We have the colon here. A is to B. Ito yung itsura ng ratio. Pangalawa natin, dahil nga by means of division, we have here now the fraction or the fraction form. That is A over B. So parehas lang yan ha, A is to B at saka A over B, they represent ratio. Another one, we have the decimal. So yung decimal natin, if you notice, pwede siyang i-convert sa fraction. Like manner, yung fraction pwede natin i-convert sa decimal. So decimal also represents ratio. So in this case, we have here now, sir, point A. Tama. But if we will be talking about the place values here, this is read as A tenths. Yung TENTHS. Yung may THS sa dulo, yun yung kumakatawan dito. Now, bakit naging ratio ito? Ang ibig pong sabihin nito, kung ito'y 0.1, ang basa ay 1/10, that is 1 over 10. Yung may THS, yun yung denominator or divisor po natin na makikita natin sa decimal. Another one, we have here now the percentage. Example, A percent. Yung salitang percent natin comes from the word percentum or kada 100. So halimbawa, 5%, 5 out of 100 ang ibig sabihin po nun. So which means we are still comparing two quantities. So these four will represent the different kinds of ratio. Pakitandaan po ulit, we have the ratio form, we have the fraction, another one will be the decimal, and last but not the least is the percentage. So 4. Now among these 4, ang mas magiging gamitin natin itong dalawa. Ito yung madalas nyo makikita pag-uusap natin sa ratio natin. Okay, importance of ratio. Sabi ko kanina, this topic actually nagagamit po natin in our daily lives. Hindi lang natin napapansin. So tingnan natin. So ratio is used in our daily lives. Anong patunay po natin dyan? The simple fact that your parent will prepare a bottle of milk for your younger sibling is a form of ratio. Halimbawa, meron kayong baby sa bahay, ipinagtitimpla ng gatas, ina-apply na yung ratio. So normally, it is 4 scoops of milk per 8 ounce of water for infants. So halimbawa, meron kang sanggol dyan, ipagtimpla mo ng gatas, alam ito nung may mga maliliit na kapatid dyan. So 8 ounce yung water mo, tapos ang scoop mo ng milk na ilalagay, 4 scoops. So the ratio is 4:8 or 1:2. Ngayon, pwede magsabi sa atin, solong anak ako, paano ko malalaman? Yun lang po tayo nagtitimpla kahit po kape. We are applying ratio. So halimbawa ako, ang ratio na ginagamit ko, half teaspoon ng coffee tapos mainit na tubig sa isang cup ng tubig. So 1/2 is to 1 cup yung akin pong ratio. So we are still applying ratio sa pang-araw-araw po natin. Now, ang tanong, dyan lang ba? Even in the industrial aspect, ratio is widely used. Hindi lang napapansin ng karamihan sa atin, pero kahit po sa industrial aspect, ginagamit ito. Halimbawa, for a motorcycle to start and run, so yung mga nagmumotor dyan, there should be a proper ratio of fuel and air. So para tumakbo na maayos yung ating sasakyan, kailangan may proper ratio yung fuel natin, yung gasolina natin, at saka yung hangin. Most likely, it is 1 molecule of gasoline or fuel to 10 molecules of air. Now, yung 10, estimate lang yan. Pwede kasing 11, 11.5, pwede rin po 9.5. So, nilagay ko na lang 10. So, therefore, the ratio of fuel to air is 1:10. Kaya kung makakarinig kayo ng mga tambucho na naputok, pagka-bomba ganon, boom! Pagkabitaw, naputok yung tambucho, ang tawag nagba-backfire. Yung ratio ng fuel at saka po nung hangin natin, isa sa factor kung bakit nagkakaroon ng backfire. So, ina-apply rin po yan sa industrial aspect. So, huwag pong kalimutan, ratio is very important. Now, let's talk about yung partner natin sa ratio, which is proportion. Now, kung ang ratio natin is the comparison of two quantities by means of division, ang proportion po natin is the equality of two ratios. May dalawang ratio ka, ipagko-compare mo, dapat equal sila. Okay? So, halimbawa, kung naka-ratio form siya, A is to B is equal to C is to D. If naka-fraction form ka, kagaya ng sinabi ko, these two will be the widely used na gagamitin natin sa proportion at saka sa ratio. A over B is equal to C over D. Equal sila. Now, tanong, since it is the equality of two ratios, how can we be sure that we have here now a proportion? Kailangan kasi balance yan eh. Kaya tinawag nating proportion, balance sila. Kaya nga equal. Ang isang palatandaan, in the ratio form, yung nasa una, A is to B is equal to C is to D. The product of the means is equal to the product of the extremes. Tanong ulit, ano yung means, ano yung extremes? Let's have an example. Eto. So, nakahanay lang silang ganyan. Alin yung means na tinatawag? So, tandaan natin sa math natin, most probably, yung means po natin, this is synonymous with average. Saan ba natin nakikita yung average? Di ba sa gitna? So, yung means na tinatawag natin, itong dalawa. Kung nakahana yan, yung dalawang given, ito, means. Pag i-multiply yan, equal sa product ng extremes. Kung itong nasa loob, yung means natin, ang extremes, nasa labas. Kaya nga ang tawag natin sa mga kamay natin, paa natin, extremities. Nasa dulo. Okay po? So, tingnan natin. These will be the extremes. So, pag i-multiply, that will be BC is equal to A times D. So, dapat equal yung product nila. Now, what if the given is in fraction form and not in a ratio form? So, in the fraction form, we simply cross-multiply and the answer should be equal. So, ito yun, di ba? So, cross-multiply, ayun. Now, my suggestion is, pataas lagi yung multiply natin dito sa proportion. So, that is A times D. Sa kabila, B times C. That will give us AD is equal to BC. Or A times D is equal to BC. Ganun din po dito. BC is equal to A times D. So, they are the same. Pero yung application natin, mukhang magkaiba. Cross-multiply, tas to means at saka extremes. But if you're going to study it, iisa lang din po yung tinutukoy nila. So, pakitandaan for us to check. Now, may tinatawag din po tayong scaling or scale. Ano ba itong scaling or scale na tinatawag? Now, scaling is the process of applying proportion to have a detailed representation of an object in a drawing. So, halimbawa, magdo-drawing tayo, meron tayong pattern, i-scale natin para magkasya dun sa maliit mong papel. Kung ang i-drawing po natin, halimbawa, ay yung isang bundok, paano pagkakasyahin sa papel, so gagamit po tayo ng scale. Para mas maliwanag, ito yon. Some of the examples includes the house plan or blueprint. So kung magpapagawa po ngayon ng bahay, kailangan nyo ng plano sa bahay, meron po yan. Kung mapapansin nyo, may mga sukat yon. And sa TLE po ninyo, mas malamang kaysa sa hindi, nadaanan nyo rin yun, yung orthographic drawing. So nagkakaroon din po tayo dito ng scaling. A map. So, halimbawa, mapa ng treasure map, kung nakakapanood kayo ng mga pelikula, paano na pagkasya sa maliit na papel. Tapos, alam nila kung nasa yung direction. They have used scaling there. And the likes. So, again, kung meron kong malaking bagay na gustong isalin sa papel, we will be using scaling. Halimbawa, ang 1 sentimetro dun sa ating drawing, ang katumbas sa actual ay 5 metro. That is 1 centimeter equals 5 meters. So, ganun po yung mangyayari. May conversion po tayong magagawa. No po? And that is by using proportion. Applying proportion. Ito po yung scaling na tinatawag. Now, let's have here now solving proportion. Halimbawa, if x is to y is equal to 3 is to 5, complete the following. Ito, may 4 po tayo. Letter A, 3 over x. Letter B, 5 over 3. Letter C, y over 5. And letter D, y minus x all over y. So, we will be tasked to complete this given para maging proportion tayo. Now, ito yung given natin. So, what are we going to do? I-ayos natin. Now, what I did, instead na means at saka extremes, dahil yung mga hinahanap sa atin ay naka-fraction form, kinonvert ko na ito agad sa fraction. Now, don't get me wrong, pwedeng diretso ka dito, kaya lang, baka manibago ka pagdating dito. So, what I did, kinonvert ko sa fraction yan. Now, pagkatapos po natin i-convert, ang first step na ginawa ko, yung cross-multiply. Kasi mahirap mag-solve na may denominator. Ayan. 5x is equal to 3y. So, anong gagawin natin? Kailangan ito maging itsura ng isa. So, 3 over x, ayun yung x. Ito yung 3. So, kailangan yung x mapapunta sa ilalim ng 3. Ayan. 5x divided by x equals 3y over x. Nilagay ko para ito ay makancel. Yung x nasa ilalim na nung 3 natin. Ngayon, ang kailangan lang natin, 3 at saka x. Meron pa siyang y. So, what are we going to do? Divide both sides by y para makancel. Kung mapapansin natin, 3x na lang yung natira. Ayun, yung given. Equals 5y. Ayan. So, ano yung katumbas ng 3x natin? 5 over y. So, ulitin ko. Ano yung katumbas ng 3 over x, should I say? Ang katumbas po, 5 over y. This will be the final answer para sa letter A. Okay? Subukan po natin sa letter B. Now, the same process will be applied, kagaya po nung nandito. We simply cross-multiply and we come up with this one, the same value. Then, saka ko titignan yung given. 5 over 3. So, kailangan yung 5, nasa ilalim niya yung 3. So, dito, ito yung 5, ito yung 3. Kailangan mawala yung 3 dito. Ayun. Divide both sides by 3 para makancel yung 3 sa kabila. Mapalipat dun sa ilalim. Ngayon, ang tanong ulit, 5x over 3 is equal to y. Meron pang x, ang given 5 lang. So, we have to remove yung x natin. How are we going to do that? We divide both sides by x. And, may eliminate na yun. Matitira 5 over 3. Ayun yung given. Ano sa kabila? Y over x. This will be the final answer. Nakukuha po. So, I'm hoping you're getting the gist kung paano po gagawin. So, another example here. Again, the same process. Copy yung given. We simply cross-multiply. We come up with 5x is equal to 3y. And then focus, y over 5. Asan yung y? Ito. Asan yung 5 nandun? So, we will be dividing both sides by 5. Para lumabas yung y over 5. Makakancel yung 5. X is equal to 3y over 5. Kaya lang yung given, y over 5. Kailangan pang mawala ang 3. So, we can do that by dividing both sides by 3. So, by doing that, makakancel yung 3, matitira y over 5. So, x over 3. So, ang value ng y over 5, x over 3. This will be the final answer. So, yung letters A, B, and C, halos identical lang po sila. Yung gagawin, halos pare-parehas. What will be the difference will be yung letter D. Ito yung kakaiba. Okay po? So, y minus x over all over y. So, ang gagawin po natin, substitute x is equal to 3 kasi yun yung katumbas sa kabila. Y is equal to 5. This will give us with y minus x all over y is equal to 5 minus 3 all over 5. Simplifying this, we come up with, ito po yung value pala nito, equals 2 over 5. Final answer. Simplify nyo lang po ito. So, I'm hoping you're getting the hang of this activity para po sa pagsasagot. This is just example 1. Let's move on with example number 2. Solve for the value of x. Ayan ang given natin. So still, yung ginagawa natin nung una, we simply cross-multiply muna lahat. Okay? So that is 54x is equal to 12 times 18. If you notice, hindi ko kaagad minultiply, isinet up ko lang na magmumultiply. Bakit? Mas mabilis kasing mag-cancel or mag-simplify ng number pag hindi pa sobrang laki ng numbers natin. So in this case, kailangan lang natin yung value ng x kasi yun yung ating task. We divide both sides by 54 para ma-eliminate na yun. X na lang yung matira. Now, kagaya nung sinabi ko, hindi ko kaagad i-multiply yun nandito. So we can simplify yung bawat given. Halimbawa, 18 at saka 54, they are both divisible by 9. So pag ito, dinivide mo sa 9, 2. Ito, dinivide mo sa 9, 6. Okay pa? Now, subukan ulit natin. Yung 6 at saka yung 12, both are divisible by 6. So, mangyayari po, that is 2. Yung 6, 1 na lang. So, 2 times 2, that will be the value of x equals 4. So, this will be our answer. If you substitute it, equal sila. 4 times 54, tapos 18 times 12, they have the same value. Let's proceed with example number 3. Solve for the value of x. Now this time, meron na tayong operation x plus 5 over 12 is equal to 9 over 4. Still, the same process will be used. I simply cross-multiply. That will give me 4 times the quantity of x plus 5 is equal to 12 times 9. Now, ito yung variable natin na x. So, I have to remove yung 4 natin. So, dividing both sides by 4, na-cancel yon. Now, on this side, pwede rin tayo mag-cancel sa 12 at saka sa 4. Both are divisible by 4. That will give you 1 at saka 3. Now, simplifying this, dahil wala na tayong denominator, that will give us x plus 5 is equal to 3 times 9, which is 27. Now, kailangan lang natin ay x because we are asked to get the value of x. So, yung 5 natin, ilipat sa kabila. At yung positive natin, syempre, tatawid ng equal sign, magiging negative. So, every time natatawid tayo ng equal sign, mababago yung taglay niyang sign. Okay? So, pwede naman, negative 5, tapos sa kabila, negative 5. Addition property of equality. So, this will give us x is equal to 27 minus 5. The value of x is equal to 22. This will be our final answer for this given. Okay po? Okay, so now it's your turn. All you have to do now is to get the value of x from these 3 given. Ayan. So, the first one is 6 is to 8 is equal to x is to 12. Number 2, 2 over 7 is equal to 8 over x minus 3. Number 3, 2x minus 3 all over 3 is equal to 3x minus 7 all over 2. Again, I'm going to give you 3 minutes to answer this one. All you have to do now is to follow the steps that we have discussed. The cross multiply, the means and extremes, until such time na yung x na lang yung maiiwanan. So 3 minutes starts now. So again, habang pong nag-aantay tayo sa pagsasagot, shoutout muna tayo kay Tricia Fuentes. Anak, thank you so much for watching the video lectures every now and then. Sana ipagpatuloy mo, no? At sana may maengganyo ka pa ng mga kaibigan mo na manood, tapusin yung video lecture na ang goal, may matutunan tayo. Huwag sana nating sayangin ang bawat araw na wala po tayong natututunan. Ang aim lagi natin is to learn every day. So again, kung meron po tayong mga tanong, may magulo, nakakagulo sa atin, please post your comment dyan po sa ating comment section. Post your question sa ating comment section dyan sa ibaba. Hanggat kaya po namin, we will try to answer your queries para maliwanagan din lahat. Kung may napansin din po kayo na parang, uy, medyo may maling nasabi si sir. Minsan kasi mali yung sinasabi pero yung nasa isip iba. Paki-inform lang din kami through those comment sa atin po sa ibaba. Okay guys, 2 minutes more. Actually 1.5 minute. Yun na lang po yung natitira. Akala ng iba medyo maiksi yung oras. Yung 3 minutes maiksi. Diba? Pansin? Pagka face to face. Uy, 6 minutes. Uy, 5 minutes na lang. Bilis, bilis. Yung totoo po doon, ang nagpapabilis ng oras, yung pagkataranta natin. But if we know what we're doing, yung 3 minutes, yung 5 minutes, napakahabang oras po niyan para sa pagsasolve. Kung ganito kasimple yung given po natin. So we still have a minute left. So kaya nyo po yan. Siguro number 3 medyo mahirap lang ng konti. Pero seriously hindi siya ganun kahirap. Kaya po ninyo yan. Ano? So as always, ilalagay ko lang po yung sagot dyan without the computation, and it's up to you to come up with the computation. At least alam nyo na yung goal. So hanapin nyo na lang yung daan, pero alam nyo na yung end goal po natin. Kung ano po yung magiging value po natin. Okay, so time is up. I'm going to show kung ano po yung sagot po natin. So number 1, the value of x is 9. Number 2, the value of x is 31. And number 3, the value of x is 3. So this will be our answer po para sa mga given. Now again, if you're watching this, duda kayo, screenshot nyo lang yan. Ito yung sagot. Focus kayo dito, balikan nyo yung lecture natin dahil ito yung makukuha po ninyong sagot. Okay? So again, that will be all. That will be about our topic for today. So kami po sa team namin, we hope that you learn something. Kung meron man po kaming pagkukulang, paumanhin na lang po. Paki-inform na lang kami through sa comments po ninyo. And as always, ang lagi po naming sinasabi dito, keep on learning guys. Habang may buhay po tayo, diretso pagkatuto. Once again guys, this is your Sir Ian saying salute to all the students, all the learners who wants to learn kahit po sa time na ito. Ingat po tayo palagi at mag-aral mabuti. Maraming pong salamat.